Good morning and welcome to Unity of Hagerstown and happy Mother's Day. We are all welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, yeah. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
All right. Well, thank you very much. What a lovely way to start our day. Our souls and our human bodies are welcome here as well. Welcome to Unity of Hagerstown. My name is Barbara Velarde, and I am your platform assistant today. Reverend Sandy is off having fun with her sisters and enjoying her Mother's Day. So we have a quote today for Mother's Day. To describe my mother would be to write about a hurricane in its perfect power. Think about that one for a while. All right. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and to those who have nurtured us along the way that hold that model of mother. So we are very happy. Also, welcome to our folks that are here on Facebook. And we will now start, which is one of the ways that we come together in prayer, opening the circle. So if you are comfortable, you can soften your gaze, lower your eyes, or close them as we come together. Breathing deeply, releasing the stress, anything that we're holding, letting go, sinking into this space, into our heart space, breathing in love, connecting with our true self and with the energy here in the room. And allow my words to speak for you. I am here, grounded, present, and I stand firm in my truth. I am conscious of my oneness with the universal spirit that lives within, around, and through all things. In this truth, I know that the infinite wisdom of the universe flows through me. Knowing this, I am here in communion with all present united by Spirit, and together we affirm our expectation of shared joy, love, and peace as we join in celebration. And so it is. So, we have our vision statement, which is our intention. It's really what we hope to be in the world, and there is great power in setting an intention. So if together we can join to state our vision statement, guided by Spirit within, we are joyfully united in unconditional love, honoring the divine in all, radiating the message of unity to the world. And our mission statement is the way we do moving forward to that vision, and it's putting attention into our intention. So if you join, please. Unity of Hagerstown, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path of abundant living for all. And we have the Daily Word that will be read today by Jay. The Daily Word is a publication from Unity that you can actually order, get online, or have a little booklet.
So the phrase today is mother's love, fittingly. Love is a life-giving force, a tremendous power that binds all people in God. It is through this love we are all members of one family. A mother and all those who selflessly share motherly love give warmth and depth to the free-flowing love of God. There is something so pure, so warm, and comforting about a mother's love. This is the love that encourages me when I doubt myself, that accepts me when the world feels cold, and that celebrates my successes and helps me shine. No matter how mother's love comes into my life, I recognize and give thanks for its divine source. As the motherly love I have felt throughout my life has blessed me, I pray those who have loved me so tenderly and fiercely know the love of God as they have shared it so generously. And the reading from Proverbs 31:29 is, "Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all." That goes out to all the women. That's great. And we have the phrase that we can say together. The tenderness of mother's love shows me the presence of God on earth. Let that settle in your heart space for a moment. And again, the tenderness of mother's love shows me the presence of God on earth.
Thank you, Jay. And now we have the time. I'm going to channel Sandy for us to get together to greet each other, to welcome new folks, friends. You can do it with a hug, a namaste, a handshake. Just do the little awkward dance to let the other person know how you want to greet each other. So, and then we will have the music will basically be our sign that it's time to sit down and calm down. Okay. So if you want to get together and welcome everybody.
It's all right, let's go. I am celebrating all that I am, all that I have. I am celebrating all I am becoming today. celebrating all you are becoming today. We are celebrating all that we are, all that we have. We are celebrating all we are becoming today. I am celebrating all that I am, all that I have. I am celebrating all I am becoming today. You are celebrating all that you are, all that you have. You are celebrating all you are becoming today. We are celebrating all that we are, all that we have. We are celebrating all we are becoming today. All we are becoming today. All we are becoming today.
Thank you. Beautiful music. And I am going to pass off the mic for our lesson, our words of wisdom from Paula Gelanis. Okay, so welcome.
Thanks. Thank you. I need to get my water. Can you guys hear me okay? You guys, that's a Baltimore thing. Not yous, not you all. Not yous. I'm sure there's others too. Good morning. Mother's Day. That's the one day of the year in this country, along with 50 other countries throughout the year, that celebrate mothers. So what I'd like to do as we start is for all of us to bring our mothers and those who nurtured and mothered us into the room. So I invite you to say their names out loud so they can be in the space with us. Bertha, Madeline, Regina, Gertrude. So, dear God, the vibrational source of all consciousness, for all those names we've shared here and all those we carry in our hearts, we invoke in blessings on them, whether they are here on this earth or whether they are beyond. And on this day, may they remember the gift of who they are and what they bring or what they have brought to us. And so it is. So I have a little story from Reader's Digest by a gentleman named Robert Whitmire. So the story goes, my friend Emily and her mom bumped into an old friend on the street. And the friend said, "Is this your daughter? I remember her when she was this high. How old is she now?" And without pausing, Emily's mom said 24. And Emily, who was 35, looked like and almost fainted on the spot. And when the woman left, Emily asked her mom, "Why did you tell such a whopper of a tale?" And she said, "Emily, I've been lying about my age for so long, I realized that I have to start lying about your age too." Ways that moms nurture us. So today's topic is nurturing and mothering ourselves. And there's obvious ways that we do that already, right? We spend time in spiritual practice, journaling, we eat right, we exercise that's right for us. We get enough sleep, take time to have fun and play, and take time to rest. We also do things like offer ourselves compassion by giving ourselves a break when we don't complete all of the items on the list at the end of the day. So how do you nurture yourself? And for some of us, we don't even think about nurturing anymore. We're grown up. We don't need to be nurtured. So where does it say that when we're grown up, we don't need nurturing, we don't need mothering, we don't need loving? There have been times where my daughter will come home and she said, I just needed a mommy weekend. You know, we need that time. And whether you had a mother present or there was someone else who gave you that nurturing experience, we all need that. So all of us may not be moms, but all of us have had moms. And where do we get our ideas from all of how to be a mom or how to be nurtured? Well, those ideas can come from those moms or stepmoms or close family friends, or from watching others' moms or reading a book or TV or movie. But no matter how they came to be, we have thoughts and ideas about nurturing and about mothers. So I have another little story. Some of you might have heard of it before, and if you do, please bear with me. So this young couple get married, and they're fixing a dinner, and she's going to fix a ham. And her husband's sitting in there with her, and she gets the ham out, and she chops off the end of the bone. And he looks at her and goes, "What? Why'd you chop off the end of the bone?" She said, I don't know, my mom did. And he was like, okay. So next time she saw her mom, she said, "Why did we cut the bone off the end of the ham?" And mom said, "I don't know, that's because mom did it." So when mom sees mom, she asks mom, "Why did we cut the bone off the end of the ham?" And mom said, "Because it didn't fit in the pot." So things that we carry forward sometimes, may be obsolete now. They may no longer be effective. So people parent their children based on what they learned about parenting from their parents. So our moms did the best that they could with the tools that they had. They learned how to be a mom from their mom or the primary person who took care of them. And their parents learned how to parent from their parents. So can you see it goes back generation and generation? So if your mom said children are seen and not heard, you can bet that she heard that from her mom. So it's important to remember to give them grace. And she did the best that she could with the tools that she had. Even though she did her best, it might not have been what we needed. That's on us, not on her. So, what if you did get what you needed and just haven't been able to see it yet? What if you chose the parents you have to learn a valuable lesson in this life? So I know a lifelong lesson for me is being judgmental. I grew up in a very particular kind of Catholic world where if you weren't Catholic, I'm not even going to say anymore, you can get the idea from that. And that obviously, that wasn't the way that I really wanted to learn that. And I'm so grateful because I am learning that from the experience of growing up in that home. The good news is that we can still learn lessons by parenting ourselves now, addressing those inner aspects of ourselves that are wounded, need support, and need healing so that we can move forward. In a world where we are taught to be strong, don't show emotion, when we start to explore those wounded parts of us, those wounded emotions, it can feel scary. So have you ever felt like, gosh, I'm doing this again. I keep repeating a pattern, and you're going, why am I doing that? For me, when somebody comes in full force at me, I stop. I freeze. I just kind of wait for the storm to pass. Now, is that effective? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But for me, that goes back to being seen and not heard, because I wasn't allowed to voice. Does that make sense, how you can make the connections? We weren't allowed to talk, so when someone comes at you, there's no way, you don't learn a defense. You don't, or an assertive reaction. Some people, rather than being quiet, they will come out in fisticuffs. If you grew up in a world where there was fighting, and now you're in a similar situation, those behaviors that kept you safe when you were young are going to rise up to the surface to keep you safe again. Even if there isn't a real threat, the brain detects danger in similar circumstances because it's there to help us survive. And so those old tools will engage to protect us. And over the years, we develop tools to keep us safe from threatening situations. We detach and stop talking. We leave the room. We become aggressive to defend ourselves, or we become excellent at people pleasing, so the focus will come off us and onto the others. As adults, it's quite possible that those tools did keep us safe when we were younger, but they're no longer effective now. However, there's so much a part of us that we're unaware that we use them. Now, we need to have new tools in our toolbox. So I want to switch gears for a couple minutes, so if you can stick with me here. I want to talk about the brain, specifically the survival or primal brain. And you're probably asking yourself, what does the brain and the survival brain have to do with Mother's Day? And our brain processes and stores and processes all of our emotions. So stay with me and I hope it'll get clearer. We know the brain's vital for survival, right? It helps us breathe, it helps us walk, it helps us talk and smell and eat and think and hear. And it directs all the other parts of our bodies to do what needs to do to keep us alive and keep us moving forward. However, there's a part of our brain that if it isn't working effectively, we wouldn't properly process our emotions. And that's the primal brain. They call it the survival brain. They call it the reptilian brain. And it's part of the amygdala. And that is responsible for that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. And for those of you who haven't heard the fawn response, that ties in with the people pleaser. So as a result, it focuses on our behavior. It regulates our behavior, and it controls our emotions, and it's a part of our learning process. It's constantly monitoring for possible threats, as if we were still back there in the prehistoric days with the cave bear. And even though we are out of those caves, that primal brain still is constantly surveying for possible threats. It's continually scanning for what could harm us. And as a result, as I said, it governs that behavior because we're ready. If there's a danger, we're going to move out, get away from it. It's always ready to react, to protect. So the brain perceives a really loud noise as danger, just as if it was a cave bear. And the brain doesn't know the difference between the two. So the adrenaline starts to pump and the body gets ready to run. Because remember, it's its job to keep us safe. So when we have traumatic experiences, whether it's a big T or a little t traumatic, those memories stay in our brain. And they're there for action if necessary. Keeps it in that computer storehouse. It's the reservoir that holds all those emotional experiences. So everybody knows about big T's, but I want to give you an example of a little t. And that could be something as simple as one of your parents saying, now when you do something, do it right the first time. And then we become in a place where we feel inadequate. Because if we can't do it right the first time, it's not going to be right. We're afraid we're not going to have it right. And that can have major effects in the long run on the rest of our lives. Because I'm afraid, I might be afraid to take risks, because I'm afraid I can't do it right the first time. Does that make sense? So within each of us, there is a core, that soul that knows who we are. Some people say that the primal brain is the seat of that soul. So what does this have to do with nurturing ourselves? Nurturing ourselves is a way to help us move forward in life. We have the opportunity as adults to give ourselves what we did not receive when we were growing up. When perceived negative things are happening, we can ask ourselves, what's happening now that's connecting with something from the past? Our past experiences will be repeating themselves, and that primal brain is going to be there helping us to learn until we are able to heal those wounds and move forward. A good resource to connect with that inner aspect of ourselves that holds our memory is our inner child. And I'm sure everybody has heard that term before. It's the part of us that is that core, infinite, pure divinity. That who we are when we came in as infants, before we were affected by anything. And every aspect of who we are and who we have been stays with us through our lives in that space. So we now have a choice. We can ignore it, we can transform it, we can transmute it, and we can embrace it. Esther Goldstein from the Integrative Psychology blog says, our inner child, wrong way. Come on. Here we go. Our inner child is part of us, part of ourselves, that's been present ever since we were conceived, through in utero and all the developing years after when we were young and developing into tender selves, the baby, the infant, the toddler, the young child, and the middle school years. And she goes on to say, the inner child can often recall good experiences as well as childhood fears, traumas, neglects, or significant loss. It can be hard to pinpoint the exact point that is tugging at us, but we can start to notice our internal patterns that we have left, that have left us subconscious breadcrumb trails when we start to explore that inner world. So those little ones, that little one that's in us, they're the ones that can recall those wonderful smells at grandma's or an aunt's place when you had all those special dinners, or going to the beach and the smell of being at the beach and the sand. The one that remembers with pride learning how to ride a bike. And it's also the one that remembers needing that hug after falling and hurting themselves and being told, stick it out, put up that stiff upper lip. And all of that stays with that sweet little one. In Matthew 18, 2-5, it reads, he called a little child to him and placed the child among them, and he said, truly, I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Unless you change and become like little children. So through our inner child, we have that opportunity to nurture ourselves and become like little children again. To return to the purity of who we are, that divine infinite being. We can connect with those inner aspects of ourselves to find out what part of us needs to feel safe, valued, loved, acknowledged. Sometimes, though, some of us get the idea that we don't need any of that nurturing because we're already grown up. The reality is we do need nurturing. We can start by accepting ourselves, forgiving ourselves, and offering ourselves compassion. by remembering we are both divine and human. And humans make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are huge. And are we able to offer ourselves compassion and forgiveness to be able to move forward? And then how do we offer consistency and maintain boundaries that'll help keep us safe? By asking ourselves, does this situation feed my soul? Or am I doing this for me or for somebody else? What's my reason for doing this? Can we be a good listener and communicate to ourselves to understand our needs? Do we stop to listen to that inner child when you hear it, and do you respond? How do you bring humor and encouragement to that inner child when they need to be lifted up? What can you do for that child? Go get ice cream? Sit down and color? Take a hot bath, a nice bubble bath? Maybe sit and play jacks? Go out for a hike? What does your inner child need for it to be soothed? And for us as those adults trying to help that inner child, some of the things that we can do is, it's always nice, start out with Post-its. You've got this. You're amazing. Remember the gift you are. Those kinds of things, when we look at that, it helps our parasympathetic system to remember and relax. And the more we hear it, or the more we see it, and the more we say it, the more it is taken into our system and becomes a part of us. So how do you take care of yourself now? Again, offer yourself compassion. Every one of us have done the best that we could with the tools that we were given. And the best that we do today is going to be different than the best that we do tomorrow. And the best that we do today is different from the best that we did when we were a child. And it's unfair to us and to that child to look at that child with these eyes. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Because that child didn't have that vision, that wisdom, that understanding. So how do we offer that child grace? Another way to nurture ourselves is to become aware of our emotions. I know people that I've been around and I say, wow, you are really angry. And they're like, no, I'm not. It's like, well, you need to tell your body and your face that you're not angry because it sure seems like you're angry. And so there's a place of waking up to that. And then once we wake up, to monitor so we don't get angry in the car about that person that cuts them off. Notice the patterns in your relationships. Do you need to be the one to handle everything, to the one that needs to be in control? Or do you need to be the person that walks in at the very end and everything's all done? No judgment either way, just observations of ourselves. How do we do that? And maybe it's important to start to explore that because that's where some emotions can get stuck. And you can ask yourself, what do I need to start to get that moving? That brain, that primal brain of a child, and for all of us too as adults, looks for safety, looks to be loved, looks for acknowledgement, and am I valued? So when a child gets into that space, unconsciously they're saying, am I safe? They're scanning to see if they're safe. Will I be loved in a situation? Scanning for that. Am I valued? Do I belong here? Or do I have to change who I am to belong in this situation? If those emotions are left unattended often enough and long enough, then we can develop into unhealthy patterns to get those needs met. Or, if we don't get those needs met often enough, we create a block for ourselves and say, I don't need that. I've done fine without being loved, and I don't need it because I got where I am without it. So you can see in the long run how that can cause issues for us. Our inner child is speaking to us all the time, and we need to listen. Those memories and sensations stored in the primal brain are not going to go away. They're always going to be there. Working with that, we have the opportunity to change, to shift, to morph all of that into a positive way. As good parents to ourselves, we offer love, encouragement, and acceptance to each part of ourselves as an adult and as that child. The more we understand and can relate to that wounded inner child, the lighter we walk in life. So, what can you do today to nurture your inner child for your future? Namaste. So we're now going to move into a meditative state. Well, let's say we're going to move into meditation. So you can close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable. You can just put your gaze down. And if you will, make yourselves comfortable. If you can't put your feet on the floor, just uncross everything so that that energy can move freely through you. And I invite you to become aware of your body that is supporting you as you sit in that seat. And take a breath in and become aware of how that air fills in through your nose and goes down your throat and into your lungs. It supports you. It carries you. And with each inhale, you can feel all of that oxygen, that nourishment going through every cell of your body. And take another breath, and I'd like you to focus on your shoulders for a minute. That place where we carry all of our shoulds. So I'm going to invite you to raise your shoulders up and then bring them back down. And then give a little shake, a little shimmy. With this next breath, I'd like you to focus on where for you the divine resides. Where within you do you recognize that infinite divine being that you are? That you are, not what you were, not what you might be, what you are in this present moment. And just let that permeate through you for a moment. And with your next breath, I'd like you to open your mind's eye to visualize a landscape of your choosing. Maybe it's the mountains, maybe it's a hike, maybe it's the beach. Maybe it's actually in New York City in Times Square. Whatever works best for you to feel comfortable and safe. And notice your surroundings. What do you feel is the temperature and the sounds and the smells? How do you feel in that place? Just allow yourself, your spirit and your body to open to that feeling, to be present there. And find a place to have a little seat. And as you are sitting, you look over to your right and you see someone approaching you. And it's a young one. Not sure of the age, but as that little one gets closer, you know who it is. And I'd like you to acknowledge that child. That's your inner child. And offer it a gratitude and thank you for what it has done for you for all of this part of your life. And ask it, what do we need to do now to move forward in life on our spiritual path? And I'll give you a few moments in silence with that. So I invite you now to say whatever you feel is necessary to say to the little one. And ask them if they have any final words for you. If it feels appropriate, offer them love and a hug. And then let them go and be on their way. And take another deep breath for yourself. And another breath, and in that breath you can hear the sounds in the room more clearly. You feel yourself sitting on the seat. You feel the cool air in the room. Your hands and fingers are starting to move. And on your next breath, you come back to the room, awake, here, present, to move on with the rest of your day.
I behold you, beautiful one. I behold you, child of the earth and sun. Let my love wash over you. Let my love watch over you. I behold you, beautiful one. I behold you, child of the earth and sun. Let my love wash over you. Let my love watch over you. I behold you, beautiful one. I behold you, child of the earth and sun. Let my love wash over you. Let my love watch over you. Let my love wash over you. let my love watch over you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Paula. What a lovely process to bring us through. Very touching. So we come to the point where we're going to offer of our time, treasure, and talent. And the saying here is, each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. And we actually have today, we're going to be in the flow of both giving and receiving. And we know when we receive, we are blessed, and when we give, we are the blessing. So I'm going to pass this around. These are little gifts for our mothers. And if you want to take your butterfly or your donation, what you're giving of yourself, to help us here in our community, and hold it in your hand. And if we enter into that space of giving and bless what we are sharing, the butterfly is a lovely metaphor since it is a pollinator, and we can take that love and put it out in the world. And if you'll join me now in the blessing of our offering. Divine love, expressing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And I give thanks that it is so.
Like the birds in the sky, like the dragonfly, like the trees listening, what lives in them lives in me. I am grateful to be breathing, heart beating, joyous and free. Even if hard times are all around me, I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be breathing, heart beating, joyous and free. Even if hard times are all around me, I am grateful to be like the birds, like the birds in the sky, like the dragonfly, like the trees listening, what lives in them lives in me. I am grateful to be breathing, heart beating, joyous and free. Even if hard times are all around me, I am grateful to be. I am grateful. I am grateful to be breathing, heart beating, joyous and free. Even if hard times are all around me, I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be.
Thank you. We are grateful, and we're grateful for the beautiful music that you share with us. Okay, so we have some announcements. These are our regular activities, and actually we are really blessed to be in a community where there are so many activities. We have yoga on the 12th. The Beloved Community, again on Zoom, for those of us that are participating, it is at 6:30. Thursday is the Men of Unity at 6, and Women of Unity is next Sunday, right? And On the 23rd is dinner and craft night, and actually there is a sign-in sheet going around with this. There is a vegetarian dinner that will also be a part of it. And this is, we're making the crafts for our Christmas market, starting early. Dances of Universal Peace on the 25th. 26th, there is a Memorial Day picnic at Ann Baker's farm, which should be lovely. The hike. And, okay, we need the first 2 rows of chairs put away. And we thank you for that. So now we say goodbye to our friends that were with us virtually. We appreciate you being a part of this community, a part of this celebration. We wish you a blessed day, and we behold the light in you.